Top 10 Best Comedies of the 90s. Laughing in the 90s was easy with a plethora of movies on offer. From the biggest actors and comedians in Hollywood and the craziest storylines, the 90s was full of laughs and entertainment, and many of these movies are still on repeat. Welcome to Digital Celeb. In this video, we're going to take a look at the top 10 best comedies of the 90s. But first, make sure you subscribe to Digital Celeb for your weekly dose of celebrity news, gossip, and entertainment. Number 10. Groundhog Day. In 1984, everyone knew Bill Murray from Ghostbusters, and even though he's done many movies, this funny man will always be remembered for Groundhog Day. Murray shined in this movie as a weatherman who was inexplicably living the same day on loop over and over and over again. It's such a clever movie full of lighthearted laughter, but it also raises the inevitable question which provokes viewers to ask themselves, what would you do? Number 9. Austin Powers. You've never met a spy more shagadelic than Austin Powers. Known for his wild, swinging ways, this international spy of sexual mystery has a license to make us laugh. The characters and costumes are hilarious, and with so many jokes and catchphrases, you'll end up watching it over and over again. We especially love Mike Myers playing all the other characters like Dr. Evil and then even more villains along the sequels. Yeah, baby. Number 8. Robin Hood Men in Tights. You know you're in for a side-splittingly good time when Mel Brooks is at the helm, and this spoof of Robin Hood is nothing short of hilarious. Amy Yazbek plays the virginal maid Marian alongside the many other crazy characters. Typically, movie parodies are often B-grade, lackluster, and deemed as silly, but not this film. The clever innuendo, the songs, and that moving mole on Prince John's face, where'd it go now? I'm just hoping to get my hands on one of those Braille Penthouse magazines Blinken seemed to be enjoying. Number 7. Clueless. Cher and Dion are two spoiled little rich girls whose whole life is boys, fashion, and high school status. Alicia Silverstone, Stacey Dash, and the late Brittany Murphy portrayed the cool kids, and suddenly every girl wanted to act like them, dress like them, and talk like them. Duh! They were kinda like the Kardashians, only talented. Totally influencing the teenage girls of society, and what's interesting is when you watch it multiple times as you've gotten older, you get so many jokes you didn't get the first time round. Number 6. My Cousin Vinny. Sassy and stylish Marissa Tomei burst onto the screen in this movie with a show-stopping character performance as Mona Lisa Vito. When Bill and Stan get arrested on their road trip back to college, they don't know how they're gonna get out of it, considering they've been accused of a robbery and a murder. They don't have enough money for a lawyer, but the good news is that Bill has a lawyer in the family, his cousin, Vincent LaGuardia Gambini. The bad news is that Vinny is an inexperienced lawyer who's never been to a trial, and so the laughter begins. Number 5. There's Something About Mary. After this movie, everyone was spiking up their hair like the scene in the movie. When Ted the school geek gets a chance to go to prom with his dream girl Mary, the night didn't end up happening due to an unusual accident, so now he's tracking her down 13 years later to try and rekindle what never happened. The laughs and storylines will have you in stitches, and no one could play Mary better than Cameron Diaz. Number 4. Wayne's World. Although Mike Myers has been mentioned before, this movie holds its own too. It's a comedy cult classic and it's still quoted to this day. Party time! Excellent! It follows two slacker friends who try and promote their public access cable show. Did you know the famous headbanging scene in the car to Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody put that song into the #1 spot on the music charts 16 years after its release? Our top 3. Our top 3 on today's videos aren't movies, they're people. Comedic legends from the 90s that have so many hit movies, they deserve their own place on the list. Number 3. Jim Carrey. He's been making us laugh forever, and boy was he on fire in the 90s. He started out as Ace Ventura in 1994 and wowed us with The Mask and Dumb and Dumber, all in the same year. Then came the hilarious Liar Liar and The Cable Guy, and we were still laughing. His insane ability to improvise scenes and create colorful characters is what's given him a reputation as being one of the funniest comedians on the planet. Number 2. Adam Sandler. He's had an extensive career in acting, producing, and screenwriting, and is still making great films today. But in 1995, the world knew the name Billy Madison, producing one-liners and laughs that still echo today. Then came the touching story of Happy Gilmore, who's trying to save his grandmother's house by winning a golf tournament. even though he's a hockey player. He soon followed up with The Wedding Singer and the Bobby Boucher classic, The Waterboy.
H2O is better.
Number 1. Robin Williams. Although the passing of Robin Williams was tragic, his legacy lives on in the movies he's left behind. Some of his funniest movies were made in the 90s, starting with the kids' classic of Hook and the famous Genie in Aladdin. But in 1993, when Mrs. Doubtfire hit our screens, it was an instant hit, showcasing not only his ability to do voices and accents, but whole other genders. His last 2 movies of the 90s were Jumanji and The Birdcage, and although he's gone, his memory will live on forever. And that's it for the top 10 best comedies of the 90s. What's your favorite movie on the list? What's your favorite catchphrase from one of those movies? Let us know in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Digital Celeb. Bye for now.